Yesterday, your neighbor came over with a warm smile, politely asking to borrow something from you. Without a second thought, you handed it over. After all, sharing is an act of kindness, right? But according to Feng Shui, this simple gesture could be quietly draining your luck and prosperity without you even realizing it. Some objects are not just ordinary belongings. They absorb your personal energy and frequency, accumulating it over time. As you use them daily, these items become an extension of your luck, your stability, and your financial well-being. But the moment you lend them away, you might unknowingly transfer your fortune to someone else, and in return, invite misfortune or instability into your life. And when the item is returned, does it still feel the same? Or do you sense a subtle difference, as if it no longer belongs to you in the way it once did? This shift is more than just imagination. It could be a sign that the object has absorbed new energies, altering its connection to you. Many people have experienced financial setbacks, career stagnation, or even family conflicts after lending out certain personal items, without understanding why. So, which 9 objects should you never lend if you want to safeguard your wealth, success, and peace of mind? And if you've already made this mistake, how can you restore your energy and reclaim your fortune? Stay with me until the end as we uncover the answers. But before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a powerful affirmation in the comments to start attracting abundance. I attract wealth, success, and prosperity effortlessly. My home is filled with positive energy and endless fortune. Now, let's dive in and reveal the 9 objects you should never lend if you want to keep luck on your side. Number 1. Why you should think twice before lending knives and scissors. Knives and scissors are more than just household tools. They carry deep symbolic, psychological, and practical meanings that many people overlook. In Feng Shui, they belong to the metal element. They represent sharpness, decisiveness, but also division and conflict. Many cultures advise against lending them, believing it can unintentionally sever relationships, cause misunderstandings, or invite misfortune. While some may see this as superstition, there are deeper psychological and practical reasons behind this belief. Objects influence perception more than we realize. Studies suggest that symbols subtly shape human interactions. Handing over a knife or scissors may trigger an unconscious association with cutting ties. This can make interactions feel colder or more distant. Even without believing in Feng Shui, it's hard to deny that sharp objects naturally evoke a sense of aggression or separation. Many people report feeling an unexplained discomfort or shift in their relationships after lending or receiving them. Beyond symbolism, there are practical concerns. Knives and scissors are dangerous tools. They can cause accidents if mishandled. Lending them also risks damage or dulling, reducing their effectiveness. In some traditions, a simple way to neutralize negative energy is by exchanging a coin when giving someone a sharp object. This turns it into a transaction, rather than a gift. For professionals whose craft depends on these tools, the impact is even greater. Chefs, butchers, and tailors rely on the sharpness and precision of their blades. A dull knife can ruin a cut of meat. A misaligned pair of scissors can disrupt intricate fabric work. To them, lending these tools isn't just about convenience. It's about protecting their craft, efficiency, and consistency. How to avoid unintended consequences. Let the borrower pick up the item from a surface, instead of handing it directly. This reduces symbolic energy transfer. Ask for a coin in return, to turn the exchange into a trade, preventing any perceived loss of fortune. Clean the item thoroughly after receiving it back, not just for hygiene, but as a symbolic reset. Keep a secondary set of tools for lending, especially if they are essential to your work. Have you ever noticed a shift in energy After lending or receiving sharp objects, share your thoughts. Number 2. Lending your wallet. Lending small amounts of cash is one thing, but handing over your entire wallet is rare. It's not something people do casually, yet situations arise. A friend forgets theirs and needs to make a quick purchase. Someone asks to store their cards in yours temporarily. It may seem harmless, but have you ever considered the financial and symbolic implications? Your wallet isn't just a place to keep money. It's the core of your financial energy. In Feng Shui, it represents prosperity and stability, and keeping it secure is believed to preserve wealth. Lending it, even briefly, is thought to disrupt this flow, symbolically giving away financial fortune. Some cultures believe that an empty wallet attracts financial struggle. That's why many advise always keeping at least some money inside. Beyond symbolism, there are practical concerns. Your wallet holds more than just cash. It contains IDs, credit cards, business contacts, and even lucky charms. Lending it out risks security breaches, loss, or unauthorized use. Even if nothing goes wrong, the mere act of giving it away can create a temporary sense of detachment from your finances. Studies suggest this can subtly influence spending habits and financial discipline. How you maintain your wallet also reflects your financial mindset. A cluttered wallet, filled with old receipts, loose change, and disorganized cards, can signal a lack of control over money. In contrast, a neat and well-maintained wallet reinforces financial order and abundance. That's why Feng Shui encourages keeping your wallet clean, organized, never empty. Doing so helps promote positive financial energy. If you must lend your wallet, take precautions. Keep some money inside to symbolically retain wealth. Remove credit cards or personal items to prevent unnecessary risks. Once you get it back, clean and organize it immediately to reset your financial control. Whether or not you follow Feng Shui, your wallet is a reflection of your financial habits. Keeping it tidy, ensuring it's never empty, and being mindful of who handles it can strengthen your sense of financial security and success. Number 3. Why lending a watch might not be a good idea. It's uncommon for someone to ask to borrow a watch. Unlike lending money or everyday objects, a watch is a deeply personal item, connected to one's sense of time, routine, and even identity. Yet, situations arise. A friend admires your timepiece and wants to wear it to an important event. Someone's watch breaks before a crucial exam, and they need one to track time. While this may seem harmless, both symbolic and practical factors explain why many hesitate to lend their watches. In Feng Shui and traditional beliefs, a watch represents the flow of time, fate, and life energy. Lending it is thought to symbolically give away a portion of your time, potentially affecting your own rhythm, productivity, or even longevity. Some cultures even caution against gifting watches, as it may symbolize counting down the time left in a relationship. That's why it's common to include a small coin with the gift, to neutralize any negative meaning. Beyond symbolism, watches are precision instruments. Not every watch suits every wrist. Mechanical watches, in particular, are finely tuned to their owner's movement and temperature. This means someone else wearing them can subtly affect their accuracy. Frequent handling by different people increases the risk of scratches, damage, or misalignment, potentially impacting their long-term performance. Psychologically, a watch is more than just a timekeeping device. It's an anchor to daily life. Many habitual watch wearers subconsciously check their wrist throughout the day, not just for time, but as part of their personal rhythm. Without it, they may feel off balance, distracted, or even anxious. Lending a watch, even briefly, can create a sense of detachment from one's own schedule and structure, making some people feel unsettled. Of course, There are situations where lending a watch is reasonable. If the borrower is trustworthy, and the watch is not highly sentimental or valuable, it might not be an issue. In some cases, lending a watch can be a thoughtful gesture, such as letting someone test a particular model before purchasing their own. If you're hesitant but don't want to refuse outright, try this. I really value this watch, and prefer to keep it for myself, but I can help you find another one that suits your needs. If you do lend it, consider cleaning it after getting it back, not just for hygiene, but as a way to reset its energy. And if you're giving a watch as a gift, including a small coin, can symbolically transform it into an exchange, rather than an omen. Whether or not you believe in Feng Shui, how you handle your watch can impact your relationship with time, productivity, and even mindset. Would you feel comfortable letting someone else borrow yours? Number 4. Lending cash at the start of the month. It's the first day of the month, and your friend suddenly calls you, asking for a small loan. You want to help. It's just a bit of money, and they promise to return it soon. Without thinking much, you lend them the amount. The days go by, and somehow, this month feels financially tight. You find yourself unexpectedly short on cash, facing delayed payments, or struggling to manage your budget smoothly. While this may seem like a coincidence, both Feng Shui principles and financial psychology suggest otherwise. In many cultures, the beginning of a month or year represents a fresh start, setting the tone for financial energy in the coming period. Feng Shui beliefs suggest that money has an energetic flow, and the way you handle it at the start of a cycle can determine how smoothly it circulates afterward. Lending money at the start of a month or year is thought to symbolically send wealth away, making it harder to accumulate prosperity later on. That's why in some traditions, people avoid borrowing or lending money on the first day of the Lunar New Year, believing it could set a precedent for continuous financial loss. Beyond spiritual beliefs, there are practical reasons too. When you begin a new cycle by giving away money, instead of saving or investing it, your mindset shifts. You may unknowingly develop a loss-based financial habit, rather than an abundance-focused one. Even if the amount is small, it can subtly influence your spending behavior, making you less conscious of your financial goals. Additionally, early month lending may lead to delayed repayments. Since many people are still budgeting their expenses, they may struggle to return the borrowed amount on time. Of course, not all situations are the same. If someone close to you genuinely needs help, and the loan won't affect your stability, it's always good to support them. The key is to be mindful of how and when you lend money. If you must lend at the start of a month or year, consider offering a smaller amount first, ensuring you maintain a sense of financial control. Another simple remedy: immediately place a fresh bill in your wallet after lending, symbolizing new financial energy entering, rather than only flowing out. While Feng Shui offers interesting insights, the real takeaway here is about awareness in financial habits. The way you begin a financial cycle can shape your decisions throughout the month or year. Have you ever noticed how your financial situation changes, depending on how you manage money at the start of a new cycle? Number 5. Medicated oils and health remedies. You wake up with a headache and instinctively reach for your trusted bottle of medicated oil, only to realize you lent it to someone and forgot to get it back. Or maybe a friend at work suddenly feels unwell after lunch and asks to borrow a digestion pill from you. It seems harmless after all. It's just a simple remedy. But have you ever considered why some people are reluctant to lend out health-related items? In Feng Shui and traditional beliefs, health-related objects symbolize protection, balance, and personal well-being. Items like medicated oils, herbal balms, thermometers, or even blood pressure monitors are believed to absorb the personal energy of their owner. Lending them out might unintentionally transfer part of this protective energy to someone else, potentially weakening your own health stability. In some cultures, people believe that giving away medicine, especially if the recipient is unwell, may symbolically pass on the ailment, leading to recurring health issues for the giver. From a practical and scientific perspective, there are also valid reasons why lending health-related items is not always ideal. Personal medical tools, such as thermometers, inhalers, or blood pressure monitors, come into direct contact with the body and can carry bacteria or viruses. Without proper sanitation, sharing them could lead to cross-contamination. Even common over-the-counter remedies, like digestive pills or pain relievers, may not work the same way for everyone, and what helps one person could cause unexpected side effects in another. Skincare products or medicated balms often absorb bacteria over time, and lending them out could lead to skin irritations or infections. While it's natural to want to help others, there are ways to do so without compromising your own well-being. If a friend needs a simple remedy, like medicated oil or digestive pills, consider giving them a new or unopened one, instead of lending your own. This way, you help without unintentionally sharing your personal energy, or exposing yourself to unnecessary health risks. If you must lend a medical tool, make sure to clean and disinfect it thoroughly, before and after use. Some people also believe that after lending a personal health-related item, reorganizing or cleaning the storage area where such items are kept can symbolically reset protective energy and maintain good health. Number 6. Your pillow and blanket. You rarely think about lending your pillow or blanket to someone. After all, these are personal items, meant for comfort and relaxation. But imagine this. You have a close friend staying over for the night, and they ask if they can borrow one of your pillows or a spare blanket. You agree without hesitation, wanting them to feel comfortable. However, in the days that follow, you start experiencing restless sleep, waking up feeling less refreshed than usual. Is this just a coincidence? Or is there something more to it? In Feng Shui and energy beliefs, sleep is when your body and mind regenerate, cleanse, and absorb positive energy. Your bedding, your pillows, blankets, and even your mattress absorbs your personal energy every night. When you lend these items to someone else, their energy can mix with yours, potentially affecting your rest and overall well-being. Some people believe that if the person borrowing your pillow or blanket is going through stress or emotional struggles, their energy could linger in the fabric, subtly influencing your mood and sleep quality when you use it again. From a scientific perspective, there are also very practical reasons why sharing bedding might not be ideal. Pillows and blankets accumulate sweat, skin cells, and bacteria over time. Even if someone appears clean, their body oils and natural scents can cling to the fabric, which can make it feel different when you use it again. This is why many hotels and guest houses frequently change or deep clean their bedding, because even minor changes in scent or texture can affect how comfortable and relaxed you feel. Beyond hygiene, there's also a psychological element. Many people form a subconscious attachment to their own bedding. The texture, the scent, the way it supports their body. When something about it changes, even slightly, it can disrupt sleep patterns. You might find yourself waking up more often, tossing and turning, or simply feeling like your rest isn't as deep. It's similar to how some people struggle to sleep in a hotel room because their bed feels unfamiliar, even if the mattress is high quality. If you must lend your bedding, there are ways to minimize any negative effects. The best approach is to keep a separate set of guest pillows and blankets. This way, you're not disrupting the personal comfort of your own sleeping space. If you've already lent out your bedding, and find yourself sleeping poorly afterward. Washing and airing it out in sunlight can help. Sunlight naturally disinfects fabric and is believed to restore positive energy to objects that have absorbed external influences. Using essential oils or lightly misting the fabric with a fresh scent can also help reset its comforting familiarity. Your bedding isn't just fabric. It's where you recharge and reset for the next day. Number 7. Jewelry and personal accessories, more than just fashion. In Feng Shui and energy beliefs, jewelry is not just an accessory. It absorbs and holds the energy of its owner. Items like rings, bracelets, necklaces accumulate protective energy, financial luck, or even emotional imprints over time. That's why lending jewelry, especially pieces with sentimental or spiritual significance, is thought to weaken one's personal energy or transfer luck to another person. Some traditions even say that giving away a lucky charm or wealth-attracting ring without an exchange can diminish its power for the original owner. In reality, jewelry carries strong sentimental value. Have you ever lent someone your favorite ring or necklace, only to feel like it doesn't quite feel the same when you get it back? Maybe the shine seems a little duller, or it just doesn't give you the same sense of attachment. Or perhaps you've let a friend borrow a bracelet, and then suddenly you experience a string of bad luck or emotional unease. While this could be mere coincidence, there's also a psychological reason behind it. Jewelry is deeply personal, not just because of its value, but because it forms an invisible bond with its wearer. Scientifically, metals and gemstones absorb skin oils, sweat, and even small traces of energy from the person who wears them. Additionally, fine metals and certain gemstones are sensitive to body pH levels, perfumes, and sweat, meaning that frequent lending could cause long-term damage. When someone else wears your jewelry, their natural chemistry interacts with the piece, subtly altering its feel and shine over time. This is why some people instinctively feel that their jewelry doesn't feel the same after lending it out. Even if nothing is physically different, the subconscious association has already changed. The reality is that jewelry is one of the easiest things to misplace, damage, or even lose permanently. A borrowed necklace could snap, a ring could be accidentally resized or scratched, and earrings could get lost altogether. Even well-meaning borrowers may not treat the item with the same level of care as its owner. If you must lend jewelry, consider setting clear boundaries. For instance, only lending items that don't carry deep sentimental or energetic meaning. If you've already lent a piece and feel like its energy has changed, a simple way to reset it is by cleaning it with salt water, exposing it to sunlight, or using a natural cleansing method like sage or incense. Number 8. Fire and water, a business superstition or a practical belief. Fire and water are two of the most fundamental elements in life. One represents energy, warmth, and motivation, while the other symbolizes wealth, flow, and nourishment. In daily life, we rarely think about the meaning behind lending someone a lighter, matches, or even a glass of water. However, in Chinese, Vietnamese, and other East Asian business cultures, these actions are often avoided to preserve good fortune, financial stability, and personal energy. While this belief carries a touch of superstition, it is deeply rooted in the mindset of many entrepreneurs who see small symbolic actions as having real-world financial consequences. In many Chinese and Vietnamese business traditions, fire is associated with prosperity, passion, and personal drive. It is believed that lending a lighter or matches, especially in the morning, can symbolically give away your motivation and financial luck for the day. Some business owners refuse to lend fire before an important meeting or transaction, fearing that it could lead to missed opportunities, a slow day in sales, or diminished energy in negotiations. This belief is not entirely unfounded. Many entrepreneurs rely on rituals and small habits to maintain a sense of control over their financial success. Water, on the other hand, is strongly connected to wealth and cash flow in Feng Shui. In many Asian cultures, people believe that giving away water at the beginning of a month or year can cause financial losses, as it symbolizes money flowing away from them. This is why some Vietnamese households refuse to pour water or give away liquids on the first day of the Lunar New Year, ensuring that wealth remains within the family. Business owners, especially those in retail and finance, sometimes avoid offering water to customers at the start of a new business cycle, believing it could create a pattern of financial outflow instead of retention. Of course, these beliefs are not about absolute truth, but rather about maintaining a prosperous mindset. In psychology, small rituals and symbolic actions reinforce confidence and financial discipline, just as an athlete follows a pre-game routine. To get into the right mindset, business owners often adhere to these superstitions to feel in control of their financial future. While there is no scientific evidence that lending fire or water will directly impact wealth, believing in these traditions can shape behaviors that ultimately influence success. If you must lend fire or water, but still want to follow the belief, there are simple ways to balance the energy. When lending a lighter, try to get it back immediately, symbolizing that your fire, your motivation and success returns to you. If you must pour water at the start of the month, keep a full glass of water in your workspace or home to represent financial stability. And if you feel uneasy after giving away either element, a simple ritual like lighting a new candle or drinking a warm glass of tea can help reset your focus and bring back a sense of balance. Whether or not you believe in Feng Shui, the way you handle fire and water can subtly influence your mindset, motivation, and financial habits. Have you ever encountered these traditions in business settings? Number 9. Sacred objects and Feng Shui charms. Keep them personal. I remind myself never to borrow these objects from others, and to be just as careful about lending them out. Spiritual and Feng Shui objects are deeply personal, meant to be kept fixed in place and treated with respect. Some lucky charms, in particular, are meant to be hidden, not shared. These items are not just decorations. They are infused with prayers, intentions, and the energy of the person who owns them. Whether it's a Feng Shui statue, a protection amulet, a lucky coin, or a crystal, each of these objects is believed to store the personal frequency of the owner over time. Lending them out can unintentionally transfer your energy or weaken the protective force that they provide. Think about how these objects function. A Buddha statue placed in a home is meant to radiate peace and wisdom for that specific space. A fortune cat in a shop is placed strategically to invite customers and prosperity. A red string bracelet or a jade pendant is worn to absorb and balance the energy of its owner. However, when these objects are moved around, handled by others, or even borrowed, their energy alignment can shift, reducing their effectiveness. From a scientific and psychological perspective, this idea makes sense. Humans form deep emotional and subconscious connections with objects that hold personal meaning. Just like an athlete has a lucky jersey, or a business person has a go-to pen for signing important deals, spiritual objects work in the same way. They reinforce confidence, mindset, and belief. When someone else uses them, even unintentionally, they disrupt that connection. How to protect the energy of your sacred objects. If you must lend an object of spiritual significance, consider gifting a similar item instead of lending your own. This keeps your energy intact, while still allowing the other person to benefit. If you've already lent something out and feel uneasy, Cleansing it with incense, salt water, or sunlight can help reset its energy, reaffirming its purpose. Through a quiet moment of meditation or prayer, can also strengthen its protective influence. For items meant to be worn, like amulets, lucky bracelets, or talismans, it's best to keep them close to your body, and avoid letting others touch them frequently. Some traditions recommend wrapping them in silk, or placing them in a special pouch when not in use, ensuring that they remain connected to you alone. Whether or not you believe in energy transfer, sacred objects carry meaning and intent. Treating them with care ensures that they continue to serve their purpose, providing guidance, protection, and a sense of inner balance. Have you ever noticed a change after lending or borrowing a spiritual item? We often think of generosity as a virtue, and it truly is. However, as we've seen, not everything is meant to be shared, especially when it comes to objects that carry your personal energy, fortune, and stability. Whether or not you believe in Feng Shui, there's no denying that our belongings hold more than just material value. They are intertwined with our daily lives, our routines, and even our destiny. So before lending something next time, pause and reflect. Is this an item that symbolizes your wealth, your protection, or your well-being? If so, maybe it's best kept close, not out of selfishness, but out of respect for your own energy and balance. And if you've unknowingly given away your luck in the past, don't worry. Energy can always be restored. Simple acts of cleansing, mindfulness, and intention can reset what was lost and realign your path to abundance. What do you think? Have you ever lent an item and felt something shift afterward? Share your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Before we wrap up, if you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on powerful knowledge like this. Turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when a new video drops. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, protect your energy, guard your fortune, and stay aligned with prosperity.